The pentagonal lamina of 25 mm side is resting on one of its sides on HP, while the corner opposite to this touches VP. If the lamina makes an angle of 60 degree with HP and 30 degree with VP, draw the projections of the lamina. So here, since the lamina makes an angle of 60 degree with HP, so obviously we have to start from HP, and also while one of the sides is on HP, so make that side perpendicular to VP. You can see here the line AE is perpendicular to VP, and since all the sides are resting on HP, so obviously it should be parallel to HP. Since it is parallel to HP, so we are getting the true shape in the horizontal plane. And the surface is parallel to HP and perpendicular to VP, so that is the reason why you are getting a line in the front view. When you look from the top view, all the sides A, B, C, D, E is visible. When you look from the front view, A, B, C is near to the observer, so A dash, B dash, C dash is visible, and D and E is away from the observer, so D dash, E dash is in bracket. Similarly, you can see the same thing which is written in the orthographic view. So first you make the pentagon such that one of the side is resting on, one of the side is perpendicular to VP, and draw a pentagon. And then when you look from the front view, A, B, C is near to the observer, so A dash, B dash, C dash is visible, and D and E is away from the observer. D dash and D dash becomes invisible. Now, as it says, one of the sides is on HP, so make that side which is perpendicular to VP, so make that side resting on HP. So when you look from the front view, A dash, E dash is on XY line, and such that the surface is inclined at an angle of 60 degrees. So we can see that the entire surface is inclined at an angle of 60 degrees, but still that surface is perpendicular to VP. So that is the reason why ABC is near to the observer. So A dash, B dash, C dash is visible, and D and E is away from the observer. So therefore, D dash and D dash is in bracket. So that is what we have written here. So as we see, one of the side is resting on HP. So you make that side resting on XY line, that is AE, the side which is perpendicular to VP, and then rotate this first position front view by rotating at an angle of 60 degrees, and then rewrite the front view, first position front view here, and then write the top view. When you look from the top view, A, B, C, D, E all are visible, so you make that as the dark lines. Then the side why the corner opposite to this touches VP, you can see that the side resting on HP, the side opposite to this is a corner which is touching on VP, so which is resting on VP, it is here C, so that since the surface is inclined to both HP and also on VP, so obviously that surface has to be perpendicular to VP. So when you look from the left side view, we can see that in right profile plane, that you are getting a line. Once you get a line, that means it is perpendicular to RPP. So then here we can see the surface is inclined to HP at 60 degrees. Obviously that surface is also inclined at 30 degrees to VP. So when you look from the left side view, EDC is visible. So E double dash, D double dash and C double dash is visible, and B and A are away from the observer. Therefore B double dash is in bracket and A double dash in bracket. So this is how you will be to. So here also we can see the side opposite to this is the corner which is resting on VP. You can see it is on XY line in the top view. Then rewrite the second position top view here, and then projecting to get the corresponding front view. As we can see here, the surface is inclined to both HP and VP. So obviously that surface will going to be perpendicular to the profile plane. We can see that in right profile plane, you have a line. So the surface inclined to XY line is the HP, and the surface which is inclined to X1, Y1 line will going to be the vertical plane, which will be equal to 30 degrees. Once the surface is inclined at 60 degrees, obviously the surface which is perpendicular to the such that the surface which is inclined to VP will going to be 30 degrees automatically, because the sum of these two should be a complementary angle which is equal to 90 degrees. So this is how you will be able to analyze both in 3D and as well as in 2D. Now we will going to solve the problem in the sketchbook. So first we are going to draw a thin XY line and mark XY and VP and HP, as one of his sides is resting on HP and also the surface is inclined to HP. So therefore you have to start the problem from the horizontal plane. First we are going to draw a vertical line and measure a distance of AE, which is equal to 25 mm, and mark that point as A here and E here. By using the protractor, you measure an included angle of 108 degree with respect to EE and then draw an inclined line from the center A. Similarly, with respect to the center of E, by using the protractor, you measure an angle of 108 degree with respect to the included angle of EE and then draw an inclined line. Then you measure a distance of 25 mm by using the compass with A as center, cut on the previously drawn arc, and with E as center also, you cut on the previously drawn arc, which will be mark the point as B and D respectively. So once you get the point B and D, by using the compass with B as center, by measuring the radius of 25 and draw an arc. Similarly with D as center, cut on the previously drawn arc so that you will going to get this point C and mark this point as C. Then join A to B, B to C, C to D, D to E and E to A with a dark line. So then now the next point is, so the next thing is, first I need to write the front view. To write the front view, draw a vertical projector from A and E to the XY line, draw a vertical projector from B and D to the XY line, and draw a vertical projector from C to the XY line. And then as you see from the front view, ABC is near to the observer, so A dash, B dash, C dash is visible, and D and E is away from the observer, therefore D dash and D dash in bracket. Then join A dash to C dash with a dark line. So since one of the sides is resting on HP and the surface lamina makes an angle of 60 degree with HP, consider any convenient distance between the front view of the first position to the second position front view and mark this point as A dash and E dash on XY line. Then by using the protractor, you measure an angle of 60 degree with respect to the XY line and then draw an inclined line. And then join and then draw a line joining to that 60 degree line point and with respect to XY line AE. Then A dash, E dash. Then by you measuring the distance from A dash to C dash by using the compass with A dash as center, cut on the previously drawn line which will be cutting at this point and you mark this point as C dash. Similarly, draw a measure the distance from A dash to B dash with A dash as center, cut an arc on the 60 degree line and you mark this point as B dash and D dash in bracket. B dash and D dash in bracket. Then draw a vertical projector from A dash and E dash to the XY line, to the top view, and draw a horizontal projector from A and E. Both will going to intersect at these 2 points and you mark this point as A and E. Similarly, draw a vertical projector from B dash and D dash with a thin line and draw a horizontal projector from B and D. Both will going to intersect at this point B and D. You mark the point as B and D here. Similarly, draw a vertical projector from C dash and draw a horizontal projector from C. Both will going to intersect at this point and you mark this point as C. Then join A to B, B to C, C to D, D to E and E to A with a dark lines. Then here, except A dash, E dash, all other lines is inclined. So that is the reason why you are getting the apparent shade. As this is the side opposite to the corner touches VP, which is the side opposite to the corner is C, which has to touch VP. So then you rewrite the second position top view by considering any distance and mark this point as C and then draw a vertical projector. Similarly, you measure the distance from this point to this and also from this point to D. So you transfer it from this point, that is when it is drawn perpendicular drawn from C, consider that point, and then from here you cut an arc on this side and also from this side to this side and you mark this point as B and D. Then measure the distance from C to this point with C as center, cut an arc on this line, that perpendicular line, and you will draw a horizontal line between these two. Similarly, you measure the distance from this point to A and also from this point to E. Both will going to have the same distances with this point as center, cut an arc on this side and also on this side and you mark the point as A and E. Then join A to B, B to C, C to D, D to E and E to A with a dark line. Then similarly, draw a vertical projector from A and E to the XY line. As A dash, E dash is on XY line, you draw a horizontal projector from A dash and E dash. Both will going to intersect at these 2 points and you mark this point as A dash and E dash. Similarly, draw a horizontal projector from D dash and B dash. Then draw a vertical projector from B and D. Both will going to intersect at this B dash and D dash. Similarly, draw a vertical projector from C and draw a horizontal projector from C dash. Both will going to intersect at this point and you mark this point as C dash. Then join A dash to B dash, B dash to C dash, C dash to D dash, D dash to E dash and E dash to A dash. with a dark line. As we see here, the surface is inclined to both HP and VP. Obviously, the surface has to be perpendicular to VP or perpendicular to the profile plane. So we need to write the profile plane here. So to do that, first we are going to draw the X1, Y1 line at any convenient distance from the third position front and top view, and then draw a 45-degree line adjacent to the top view, and then draw an origin line. Then draw a horizontal projector from C and draw it from the X1 to the horizontal projector from C to the origin point. From there you draw a vertical projector, and also from C dash you draw a horizontal projector to the X1, Y1 line. Both will going to intersect at this point, and you mark this point as C double dash. Similarly, draw a then what you need to do is, first you will going to draw an inclined line with respect to the XY line by using the protractor, measure an angle of 45 degree and draw adjacent to top view, that is below XY line. And then draw a horizontal projector from both D and B to the 45-degree line, and from this point you draw a vertical projector such that it will going to intersect at this point. When you draw a horizontal projector from D dash and B dash, both will going to intersect at this point. As we are seeing from this profile view, that is left side view, D double dash is visible and B double dash is invisible. You give it in bracket. Similarly, draw a horizontal projector from E dash and A dash. Draw a horizontal projector from E and A to the 45-degree line. From this point, you draw a vertical projector to the XY line. And as we see that A dash is on XY line, so E double dash and A double dash is also has to be on XY line. So then, as you see from the left side view, E dash is near to the observer, it is visible. A dash is away from the observer, so it becomes invisible. Therefore, you are going to get E double dash and A double dash in bracket in the profile plane. Then join between C double dash to E double dash with a dark line, and then by using the protractor, you measure an angle with respect to the XY line. It will going to be 60 degrees, and you mark this point as 60 degree. And with respect to the center of C double dash, with respect to X1, Y1 line, you measure an angle of 30 degrees. So when you measure this line with respect to X1, Y1 line, automatically you will going to get 30 degrees. The sum of these two should be always the complementary angle. So how do I know that my problem is right? And show the dimensions here. So which is 60 and 25, and this is 60 degrees and 30 degrees. So how do I know that the problem is right? It is resting on one of its sides on HP. The side opposite to the corner touches VP such that it makes an angle of 60 degrees with HP, and also it will going to make an angle of 30 degree with respect to the VP, which is a side of pentagon of 25 mm. This is how you will be able to solve the problem in the sketchbook.